Alright, this is Demonocalypse with the 8.0 update to World of Tanks. First thing we go through every single time we do this, just go through the settings menu. Game. Censor messages, hide spam, display date and messages, display time and messages, accept invitations only from players in friends list. Now, I'm supposing this is part of an automatic platoon system they put in. Unfortunately, I have absolutely no clue because there's not a heck of a lot of anything in the actual game, in the actual forums here. Graphics, everything's been translated finally. Very thankful for that. Improved and standard graphics. Standard graphics, basically it just narrows the amount of things you can do with the actual graphics engine quite a bit so you can play it on a lower end computer. Right now, some of the things don't seem to be implemented quite right because on the current implementation 7.5 of my other installation, post-processing improves my frames per second. In this one, it doesn't do jack shit. But we got graphics, improved, texture detail, maximum to low, decals, maximum to off, shadow, maximum to off, terrain, medium to maximum to minimum, water, maximum to low, lighting quality, maximum to off, foliage, maximum to low, flora, maximum to off, extra effects quality, medium to off, post-processing, maximum to off, draw distance, maximum to off, well, maximum to low, and so on and so forth. Volume, nothing really added here. Controls, again, nothing really added here. Reticle, nothing really added here, unfortunately. Marker, again, nothing really added here. Okay, now this is a major gripe on my part, but I just don't see the point in them having changed it. The research tree. Instead of one nice little small window that you could move around and get rid of if you wanted, they've decided to put something in that took up the entire screen and still didn't have enough room to include everything. While in the old implementation, it had enough room to include everything, and you didn't have to scroll anywhere. I do like that everything has research amounts and credit amounts, the cost of it, so on and so forth. But I shouldn't have to scroll back and forth. This is a downgrade in my opinion, a major downgrade. Did not want, do not need, and really there's no point in it. We didn't need this. We didn't want this. We want improved graphics and more tanks. We don't need this. Depot hasn't changed any really. Modules, shells, not compatible with my guns. I got quite a few. Equipment, nothing. Consumables, nothing. Okay, now, this can still be arranged with that. Nothing really changed here. Let me just bump up my graphics to my textures to maximum here, because the graphics are great. The problem is that they didn't really improve anything for the most part. Just go. Like I said, some of the textures did get bumped up, but I think the main problem is why I don't like them is due to a faulty normal map and how the light is presented. It's just overexposed, in my opinion. And what the hell's that? What the hell's that? Because that right there doesn't make sense to me. And it's on every single tank. That's a bug right there. That is a bug. I have no idea what's causing it, though. What's with that scrolling sound? It is on every single tank. What the hell? And it's almost in the always the exact same position too. Okay. Now, just going through here. Between tanks, not a lot has changed. Except for this one. The reason why I was seeing so many of this when I did the 7.5 update, I believe, is because everyone with a PZ4 got the hydraulic turret on it instead of the Panther turret. And this is a downgrade. I'm sorry, it is nothing but a debuff, nerf. Because the top 75mm only has 110mm of penetration now, with the same rounds per minute that it had before. So, in some ways, yeah, it's just a nerf. I'm not sure how the extra armor on the turret reacts. I mean, for the vast majority of it, where the armor is really needed, there isn't enough. Like, there's still no armor there, no armor here. I can understand that. But it looks like this armor was meant to fold back over these spots. Like here in a combat situation, they just flip these back over, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it. But nope. Nope. Not really nope. And the front, the area where you'll be presented to the enemy the vast majority of the time, well, in truth, there is no difference between this and the starter turret. So I'm presuming that if I just switch to the starter turret here, buy it. See, there's not a whole heck of a lot of difference. Looks like the starter turret actually it has more surface area on the front, but the only reason to get the upgraded turret is to load the 10.5. And that looks as ridiculous as it always has, so we really don't need to talk about that. The VK here still has the Panther 2 turret. And yeah, like I said, most of the graphics look a heck of a lot better. But the frame rate does not really reflect any real good improvement in the graphics engine itself. Like, I've had a lot of matches on, what was it? I can't even remember what it's called. Redfield or something like that? I cannot remember, honestly. And for some reason, whenever I go into the trees on the, well, if I go into an area with a lot of trees, my frame rate just drops. It sinks horribly. Yeah, like I said, the textures generally look better, but what's the point in better textures if you're going to chug along even slower than you did before? Okay, on to battle. Physics is still in full effect. There's too many goddamn tier 10s. If I see that many tier 10s, then I can assume that if I take out my heavy artillery, I get in a match really quick. Still haven't been in a match with this thing yet, so I want to see what happens. So far, I've been in maybe 5 battles so far. Come on, we had that many tier 10s. Put me in a match with some tier 10s, please. God dang it. Okide? An encounter battle on Malinovka. This will not end well. Frame rate right now is sitting at a neat 30. Then when I look at the trees, well, it really doesn't go anywhere. Could be worse. Yeah. If I do this, it usually didn't do a lot to my frame rate, but now it's gone. Yeah, Matchmaker is drunk. I tend to agree.
Let's get this show on the road.
Alright, this is a big gun, and I have about 1.31 rounds a minute, so this is going to take a little while. Oh, wonderful, a T-50. Please defend me, people. Please defend me. like some of the ambiance sounds they put in the game. For instance, it sounds like you can hear the person shifting, or at least something's rattling. Okay, this is the radial menu. Ally goes up in flames. Wonderful. Press Z to get that. The radial menu, that is. Okay, can we please see some allies in an area where I'm set up, please? Oh, wrong way. Ah. Into the river! His people should be drowning. Oh, dang it. Man, our allies are just going... Well, no, wait. He fell in the friggin' water! His people drowned. If I have to leave the charge, I will. Don't doubt I will, too. I've done it before. I don't think I revealed that video because it was 5 matches in one, and I was just pissed at by the end of it. Oh, come on! So many people AFK. 254 kills T-54. Wonderful. Didn't we have a TD around here? He left. Waiting to reload and aim. Okay, what is this thing anyways? An IS-6? And I'm screwed.
The gunner bought the farm. Our accuracy will suffer. We've had it. Let's get out of here.
Goddamn peanut gallery! Do something! Wow, you guys are not paying attention, are you? I'm so pissed off at this shit. The only really good match I've been in with my KV2 got 5 kills, and then I got killed, then the rest of my team got completely wiped out by the last 2 people on the enemy team. Funny thing is, I was the only person to get kills that entire friggin' match. You can see how Matchmaker's been screwing us over the entire time. I don't like this. It's too drawn out. You don't need it to cover this much space. We're not blind. Please say there's enough people here to actually make up a good match. There is, maybe, if we all get thrown into the exact same match, but we probably won't because Matchmaker's taking a heistus right now. There's just not enough people on the server. Well, actually, there are plenty of people on the server. They're just not playing. They're probably talking. What? Translator, please. Yeah, we lost that one. I got 1 shot off. I lost money on it. Hey, heck is on. I cannot remember his YouTube name. Oh well. Doesn't matter in the least. Okay, encounter battle. Let's chug back uphill. That is funny. Just the starter turret on that thing. That is funny. It doesn't look right. Almost looks as bad as the Mosquito T50-2. T-50-2. T50-2. Huh. Oh well. Going up the hill, I am bottom tank. I will be dead within 5 seconds. Well, not that short of time, but you know what I mean.
Let's go.
Now, biggest question I have is how much armor do these small-ass plates on the side of my turret actually give? Because, in all honesty, it looks like they're maybe 10 millimeters thick, which is 1 centimeter, which is piss all in relation to everyone's guns in most cases. I mean, high explosive, yeah, it'll give me a lot of protection. High explosive anti-tank rounds, it'll give me a lot of protection. Other than that, nada. Yeah, these things are a pain.
Enemy armor is hit. Got him.
One shot. Headshot. Peekaboo, I see you. Can I aim down with this turret? That's a big question for me. No, I cannot.
Looks like that one went right through.
Nice. High explosive all the way. What is that thing? Whoa, nice! Picked him up.
Penetration. He's gone. Find another target.
You see that? The freaking Tiger P picked him up
Enemy is
and
hit.
blew him away. Now this is mobile combat, where you can hit someone and keep on moving. Now we just got to make sure we don't lose because we left the center completely undefended. You know what happens. Don't lie to me. You know what happens. Okay, what do we have here? A Tiger P, an SU-100M, and a KV-13. God dang it. What are they saying? I don't understand gibberish.
Penetration.
What is that normal Tiger doing? It's just sitting there. Doesn't have taken any damage, so what's just sitting there? It's not doing any help.
Enemy is hit. Penetration.
Oh, balls! Not you again.
Bail out. We're finished.
What is that thing loaded with? That's what I want to know. We'll check that out. AFK, little piece of shit. I'm sorry, but that is so cute. Him using the 75 millimeter. Oh. Just cap. You'll save yourself some money. Let's check that out, shall we? Just go to the tech tree, or the tech roots, as we call them now, because it is not vertical, it is horizontal. And look at the M1, the one he had. Let's see here. It is 100 millimeter. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, the entire release of the new Russian tank destroyer line. Okay, first two 100 millimeter guns, about average. And then you get to the last one, it's got 219 millimeters penetration. That is good. Very good, in fact. Armor piercing, higher explosive anti-tank, high explosive. Yeah, that would be very useful. And all I need to do is get, if I would want it, all I'd have to do is go through. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Just need to go through this POS. Oh well. Okay. Yes, 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 of course. The thing is, they gave us 100 million credits and experience to screw around with. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to take the easy route, get there quickly. Wait a second. This is the 100 millimeter there, and that's the 100 millimeter there. So let's buy this. Buy an additional garage slot because they gave me 20,000 gold, and then bump this up to max. See what this thing looks like. In truth, it reminds me a lot of the Panzer, Jake Panzer II. That's what it looks like to me, the Jake Panzer II, except for they put a little cap on his gun. A very tiny little cap. I did fairly good in that battle. Yes, I did. That was the 105 millimeter. Very good in most cases. Okay. And what you got here is something really freaking weird. The gun it starts off with isn't the lowest one. It is the medium one. The lowest one has the fastest firing rate, 9.38 rounds a minute. The slowest one, the one with 219 millimeters of penetration, has a 6.67 rounds a minute. I'm supposing that's because they put it in two separate parts. But as a tier 7, is it better to have a good firing rate, or is it better to have good penetration? As a tank destroyer, you're meant to be a sniper, so isn't it better to have good penetration? But that's only the case if you're against higher tier opponents, so let's pick this up for now. Improve my load capacity a little bit. The only thing, if you've already gone through the Russian line, the only thing you'll need to get are the dragons and possibly the gun, but yeah, just the gun. Unless you've already unlocked everything for the Russian TDs as well. This thing looks like it's supposed to be a lot bigger than it's presented. Just because that hatch is meant to fit people through it, it looks a lot smaller than it's supposed to be. So let me get this straight. The driver, who is sitting up here, has to enter through the back, go all the way through, past everyone else, and sit right there. I don't think that's a very good design. That's just personal opinion there. I have nothing to back it up. Oh, I'm missing a hatch right here as well. That's still not a very good design. I want to zoom in closer. Yeah, that's a really bad design because the hatch is right here, so it'd swing up and... yeah. I think that's just a ventilation hatch, possibly. Either that or that periscope is really freaking long and everyone sits back here and the engine's right here. Because that makes sense as well. Not exactly logical, but, you know, just going through everything here. Now, a note on the Russian TD line. Personally, if the... I forgot to check something. Please note, I wish escape closed it out of that one. The armor. Just let me muse here. I'm checking out the armor of all these things because it seems like if these had good armor, which they seem to do for the most part a little bit, not at all. Well, actually, yeah. The big difference that I can see between the current Russian line and the new Russian line is that the new Russian line has a great deal more armor. Not, and most of it is angled. I wouldn't say it's enough to stand against many of the guns that are already in the game at that level, but it does offer a good alternative to just going like the American line for its armor. Because really, that's the biggest thing the American line has is its armor on its non-rotating turret TDs. Non-rotating turret TDs, once you get into the higher level with the turrets in the turreted TD section, I'm babbling here, um, they kind of get up there in armor, but not really. Let me think. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about just before I got into this battle? Well, gravity, yeah, it's in full effect. You could see that I rammed straight through that dead T-50-2, and I probably, if the physics remain the same for an alive tank as a dead one, then quite possibly I could have just rammed through him just fine and double tracked him, and well, logically I would have double tracked him because I would have torn his track straight off his treads and done a great deal of damage to all of his internal components and his crew. Big problem there is, however, that if I would have hit him, then I would have done damage to myself. Because if you move something that's already dead, you will not have damage done to you. If you hit something that isn't dead, you will do damage to yourself. Slight issue in my opinion, but it is somewhat logical because they didn't want people to ram into things and have damage done to them. So they just, for some reason, did not include the fact that you can do damage to yourself when hitting a dead enemy, which is a bit more logical in my case because they didn't want people to be ramming into rocks and doing damage to themselves in the case of the T-50-2 because logically, for them at least, that is one of the most viable strategies for slowing down. Just run into a rock. Run into a rock, shoot off a few times, then try to get the frick out of there. Here we go, Sand River. Assault match. I like the new background. It looks very, very nice. However, I cannot bump up any of my textures for the ground because then it would just take forever to load or my frame rate would go in the shitter. Race you to the one. Okay, now, assault on this map. This is going to be interesting because now we can go up these, so that means we can just, kind of hide out up top. It's more viable for something. Oh, holy freaking shit! We have way too many T-50-2s. Whoa, I'm sliding down. Where am I? No, I'm not. So, they kind of went with my suggestion last time of just making it so that logically you would not be able to go up there if logically you would not be able to go up there. That heavy is a KV, and I'm not doing a lot of good up here because I'm just trying to look around a little bit. Okay, no damage done to me on that small little jump there. I have no idea where my shell went. T-50-2 got hit by a round from the KV-1S. However, he is still alive, so we have less to worry about. Most of the gun sounds have changed since the physics beta. I'm happy for that. However, a few of them still sound exactly the same, and I still don't like that. Yeah, we're losing. No, it does not sound like I'm going over sand. It doesn't at all. It does not sound like I'm going over sand. We had way too many T-50-2s. We had way too many of the dang things. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. We have Matilda Black Prince over here. And then we have a PZ T-34. And then, me. I think we're gonna lose.
Enemy armor is hit.
What does the Matilda Black Prince have? That's my question.
They're hit.
Dude, get out of the way. Damn, he's dead.
One of our tracks was hit.
What is that? Of course.
We've hit them hard.
Balls.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Well, if we didn't have so many goddamn useless light tanks, if we actually had a heavy or a medium. Well, this is interesting. Haven't seen this before. That's because I left before I could actually see the damn thing. Received. That's complete bullshit. It's funny, they actually put a next vehicle with a daily double, and it's his vehicle again. Critical damage to enemy vehicle 2, damage to enemy vehicle. I did damage to this guy only because he rammed into me. Lots of good information here, though. Very, very interesting. I like some of the changes. I don't like a lot of them. The biggest pet peeve I have is that the graphics still don't look as good as they did before, and they require more graphics power than they did before as well. The research routes right here, the research vine, I don't like at all. Just put it back to the way it was, please and thank you. I don't know what the viability of the quick menu would be in a normal battle. I'm going to be playing around a bit more with it in the next few days, see if I can come up with something good for it. But overall, some of the changes I like, some of them I don't like. The introduction of the new TD line, I think, is a good idea at least. Not sure how well it's going to work out, but it's a good idea at least so far. And that's it. So, this has been Demonocalypse. Thank you for watching. Sorry for rambling on so dang long, though. Sorry about that.